Hello and welcome, Libras. I am your host, Lord Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me. As usual, we're going to do the Love, Career, and Angel Oracle reading. Without further ado, let's begin. So, I have pre shuffled your cards, and for your romance reading, we have religious factors, flirt, free yourself, and attraction. So I feel like some of you Libras are holding yourself back due to religious factors or purposes. Some of you have been doing a lot of praying, you know, centering yourself, grounding yourself, and you come across this perfect opportunity to flirt. But you're not sure if you should. Some of you have been developing a heightened spiritual nature, and you're not yet sure if you should come out of this cocoon. And you want to make sure that it's going to be worth it, okay, whatever you decide to do. And ultimately, you've been faced with the opportunity to flirt, to get to know someone. And you feel like now you want to let your wild side show. Some of you feel a sense of, you don't really want to turn your back on your religious background, but at the same time you're ready to free yourself and try something new. Okay. And there's a strong attraction for something that that you're gravitating towards. So some of you are feeling that your spiritual versus the worldly things. I think you guys are trying to balance that out right now. And you guys are just taking, flirting with the thought of walking on the wild side. And you guys are a bit intrigued right now. Okay. So some of you are still deciding on, what exactly you should do to expand your horizon. So let's look into this. Let's see what the angels have to say. Angels. Okay, so we have the ocean and daydream, okay? So some of you have been very emotional about your spiritual side. So some of you want a soulmate connection, and maybe you've met someone that you feel that connection with, and you're not sure if you should release, your heart to this person because you don't want them to take it and disregard it. So you want to know if it's safe for you to, give yourself to this person. And you've been daydreaming about, how you're going to put the moves on this person, how you're going to influence them. But at the same time, you want to keep it natural. You want to keep it clean. You want to keep it fun and innocent. You're not ready to really jump in and get your feet wet. You just kind of, it's kind of like baby steps. You want to take it a little at a time, one day at a time, to find out if this person is really what you ultimately are looking for. And there's a strong sense of attraction here. So I feel like Libra is waiting for the right opportunity to kind of lose control. Okay. So the cards are talking now. Okay. So innocence. So there's some innocence that is going on with this relationship of attraction. So, you guys are innocently attracted to one another. No strings attached. It's all love. It's all natural. But I feel like there's a sense of precaution. I feel like Libras are trying to, pay caution to the wind and not trying to throw away, their laurels just at the sight of falling for someone. There's a sense of precaution in the cards with how Libras are portraying themselves. And Libras are, they're really listening. They're really paying attention because they want to know that what it is that they're investing their time, energy, and love into. They want to make sure that ultimately they're going to get what they're looking for, okay? I feel that Libras don't want to open themselves up right now to love and relationships unless it has some type of beneficial payoff, okay? And not really in the Department of Finances, but they want to make sure that they're not wasting their time and energy on someone that's not going to reciprocate the love that they ultimately seek. And Libras are right now looking for a soulmate connection. And Libras are flirting and daydreaming with the thought of falling in love, with the thought of being in love. You know, I feel like Libras have a lot of love to give that's bottled up. And, you know, they tend to see the best in people. But God is saying, listen, pay attention to what people are telling you. Are you really listening, or are you just heard them? You know, really pay attention and listen to what people are telling you at this time. And you will be paying attention, because those will be the things that you'll be gravitating to. You know, what people say, that's what you're going to be attracted to. You know, are they speaking your love language? Okay. So, what can you tell me about religious factors and ocean god? Okay. Okay. So some of you are looking back at your past and feel spiritually saddened about your past. Maybe you guys had to get over a past relationship and you guys are still, and it's a battle from your past. Heartbreak. So you guys are trying to get over heartbreak at this time. So there's a possibility that Libras have left a relationship that did not work out for whatever reason. Someone had to move on, okay? I think spiritually, there was a spiritual disconnection there. Something was missing from that relationship. Okay, hold on, the cards want to talk. So it basically says, your partner wanted a relationship, but you were taking too long trying to figure out if they were the right person or not. And you end up losing that person. And ultimately, you lost someone that could have ended up being your wife or your husband. So some of you dallied, with your time a little too long. And, it came back to hurt you. The person left. Either is you or your partner that has made this decision to move on, because it just felt like, there was just, it was just time to get away. It was time to leave this relationship in the past, because maybe your lover didn't feel that this was a long-term, investment. Maybe they felt that, you wouldn't be able to stand the test of all time. Okay, and it says flirt and daydream. What can you tell me about flirt and daydream? So maybe maybe you Libras are ready to step outside of this new cycle that has ended and meet someone new, okay? Yeah, you guys want to give someone else an opportunity to strut their stuff, okay? And you guys are still thinking about partnerships and relationships. So you guys are still thinking about who you can create some type of bond with, who you can envision yourself with in the future. And some of you are feeling very sensual right now. And you guys just feel like you don't know where to begin, where to start. I feel like you guys are looking at relationships like it's a lot of work. Okay, so maybe you're not using the right tools. Some of you need to go to the drawing board. Some of you need to pay attention to how you're acting and portraying yourself in relationships. Are you causing these problems? Okay, really pay attention to how you're acting in these relationships. Some of you will be, shining a light on who you were in these relationships, how you've played your role, and how your partners have played their roles. Really thinking, fantasizing about, all the good times and what has led up to this point. So free yourself and see only love. Okay. So the cards are suggesting to just know that the people in your life love you, but maybe some of you all have outgrown each other. Okay. And it's time for you to free yourself and realize that, understand people love you, but they can love you enough to move on. They can love you enough to release you and allow you to become, grow and become a better person, because sometimes people stop growing once they're in relationships because they think they have it all. So in order to continue to grow, people have to release and allow this person the opportunity to, look at the internal them, okay, that they're left with. And it shows that some of you feel like you were a fool to love someone, okay, that you've been loving for a long time. But God says, stop being negative, stop being bitter, stop looking at this relationship and dissecting all the details, with a closed heart, closed eyes, and you're not really looking at the big picture, okay? You're paying attention to the details, but you're not looking at the big picture here, okay? There's a two sides to each story, okay? There's always two sides to a coin. So you have to look at the energy you were giving the relationship and what you put your partner through, and, just at the role you played. What were you putting all your energy into? That's what the cards are suggesting. What were you only willing to, give your heart and your attention to, okay? If you were not giving your all to your partner, your lover, this could be the reason why, they felt that this relationship was inadequate, okay? Yeah, and it seems like someone got their heart broke. Yeah, someone was not happy in this relationship spiritually, was not content. Someone felt that this relationship was not enough. And it looks like the woman decided to put a fork in it. This relationship ultimately was making her feel that she wasn't enough. So she left to go see what the world had to offer her. She felt that, being in this relationship just isn't enough. It doesn't validate. It doesn't make her feel that she's validated. Being in this relationship with you, Libra, made her feel entrapped. Okay, and she wanted to do something about it. Okay, yeah, and it shows that this relationship was more of bondage. Keeping her entrapped rather than flourishing. There was a strong bond, but that was about it. There was no growth. There's no growth to this relationship. So the other person wanted out. That's where the free yourself and see only love. This person loved you, but they love themselves enough to, keep searching. Okay? So it's attraction and listen. What can you tell me about attraction and listen? So, honestly look at, were you really attracted to this person, or was it lust? Was this person really attracted to you, or was it just lust? Really look at, the ingredients here that made up this relationship. It looks like you guys did a lot of fighting. Looks like there was looked like you guys were fighting over possible lovers, or looks like there was a lot of confusion with sex or partners or addictions. And for whatever it is, it's like almost like you can love a person and you stay in an unhealthy relationship and you guys are fighting, and you guys won't leave because you look at how much time was invested in this relationship rather than, wow, I love you and you love me, but this isn't really working. Not really taking care of the relationship, just coexisting in this relationship, and it's not enough. I feel like you guys were coexisting in this relationship because you guys known each other for a long time. You have a long history, and you feel like you're bound to this person because, of the time invested. But really, you guys were fighting the entire time. So, listen to the wind. Have you done all that you could? There's some things that may have not been covered in this relationship that you're overlooking. Maybe, the person doesn't have to bring everything to your attention. Maybe you need to pay attention and look at this relationship through, loving eyes, and be open-minded about, how you both were acting in this relationship, how you both were contributing to this relationship, and really look at the role you played. It looks like, why were you guys fighting? Okay, okay. Did she fix these issues? Did your lover fix these issues? Did you stop trying, but you still felt you were entitled to this relationship? I mean, just really thoroughly look at that. I think there's some missing puzzles and missing pieces that you're missing, that you're not paying attention to, and you're kind of just like, well, we have this history, but we love each other, but you're not looking at the true issues here. What are the essence of this relationship built upon? Is it just platonic? Is it true love? Is it hard work? Okay, what kind of hard work have you applied? Have you actually worked for this relationship, or have you argued to make this relationship work? I mean, just all type of dynamics. You really need to dissect, who you are in these relationships. In this relationships, does it bring out the worst in you? Does it bring out the best in you? Does it make you a better person? Does it make you a worse person? I mean, I don't know. You figure it out. You tell me, okay? So let's look at your money, Libra. Whatever it is, I think it was probably time for you all to move on. I think you guys were just coexisting, and it's really just time to just cut the crap, okay? So you all have Judgment in your history. So there's something about your history, okay, in your finances, okay? So it's something in your past, it's coming up, and you're committed to something in your past, okay? And the cards want to talk about it, okay? Yeah, you've been committed to something in your past, okay? And, okay, so something that you've been working really hard at, yeah, you feel like it's some type of bondage, okay? So, something you have a really close tie with your finances, okay? It's being, judgment is being called upon it. Okay, yeah, and it's asking you to pay attention to the details. So even in your finances, God is saying, pay attention to what's going on with your finances. What are you doing with your finances? Yeah, and it shows entrapment. So you're working, but you don't go anywhere. You're working, but you don't have any fun with it. You're working, but you don't go on any dates. I mean, like, what are you doing? All work, no play. Like, let's be real here. God is saying, when's the last time you really enjoyed yourself? Taking someone out on a date, shared that money. Are you giving back to the universe? The universe is giving to you, but are you giving back to the universe? Okay, because when you don't put the universe in sync with what the blessings that you're giving, you could be harboring blessings that is to be shared upon people that you love. Okay, so if you get these blessings but you're not unwilling to share, you can't be upset. When people take you as a joke. Okay, so yeah, bondage again, bondage with history, something about paperwork, something about, okay, it's something about your past, about yourself as a character you need to outgrow, and I believe you're overlooking it. Okay, and you think you're perfect in the sight of this issue, but you're not. Okay, there's some details that you're overlooking. Okay, and yeah, you think you're getting away with something, okay, but you're not, and it's getting ready to come to an end. Yeah, and you're going to be happy about it. You're happy about something that's going to be coming to an end, but you're not yet aware of it. Okay, yeah, and it's going to cause a lot of emotional distress, and you're not going to want to let it go, but you're going to have to. Yeah, and it's something about your home environment and love. Okay, so some of you need to move either out or move in with a lover, and you guys have been putting it off, but the universe says, how long are you going to wait? Yeah, how long are you going to put this off? So some of you are waiting, okay, waiting to make a decision, waiting to take a big step. Looks like some of you need to move in with someone or move out with someone, but you guys are procrastinating. Okay, and yeah, you're not being the ultimate lover, because if you've been dating someone and you've been promising to move in and join, lifestyle, some of you have been procrastinating, and it's ultimately making you sad because it's making you look like an unreliable lover. Okay, like you can't thrive on your own. Okay, so this could be a problem. Yeah, your lover is waiting for this big opportunity and you're procrastinating. And the justice is you're going to reap what you sow. And ultimately, you're going to end up with a broken heart because you are not being an adult about it. You don't have enough faith. Yeah, you don't have enough faith. And this woman is cutting you off because she says you're too childish. You're too naive. Okay, you're not giving me what I want. You're not giving us what this relationship deserves. So if you're not giving people what they deserve, you're not giving yourself what you deserve, people are going to make a decision for you and cut the chase, okay? People are going to cut you off because they feel that you're not mature enough to handle relationships, okay? So in your finances, your relationships are coming up. If you're not being mature about your finances and joint accounts and how to combine lifestyles with your lover, then you are the one that is immature, okay? So yeah, in your finances, it keeps shining a light on partnerships. So some of you do want to join partnerships. Yeah, and you guys want to take a chance at some partnerships at this time. Yeah, some of you are getting ready to begin a new cycle. And you guys are definitely, some of you are starting a new cycle with an old partner. So maybe you and your partner are combining some finances with some sort of resources here. Yeah, you guys are going to be signing some paperwork, maybe some contracts, leasing agreement, some type of agreement. I don't know, buying a new car together, buying new furniture. Some of you are joining finances and resources. Yeah, you guys are having a lot of talk about it, and you guys are getting ready to make the initiative. The male is getting ready to make the initiative with the woman, and it's going to make her very happy and make her feel that she feels complete, she feels confident, she feels beautiful, she feels like she's the one. So some of you men are expected to maybe some of you males have been procrastinating on a commitment because you're seeing other women, and now it's leading up to the point to where you need to make a decision, and you've been resting on this decision for a while, and ultimately it's making you sad because you have to make a decision and you don't want to cut anyone off, but it's requiring you to do the right thing, and you're not going to be happy until you do the right thing. So, and either way, there's going to be some women that are going to be leaving because they're going to feel that you're a joke. Okay, so you got some options. You need to make up your mind. It's been going on this way for far too long. So some of you are greedy, self-centered. So God is going to be cleaning that area up in your life of being self-centered, only concerned with what you're interested in, what benefits you. Okay, so God's going to be cleaning those areas up in your life of overloading with things that will that slows other people's down, and it's only benefiting you. So that's going to be coming to a head this August, and yeah, so you've got some battles you're going to have to overcome. And the battle could be with yourself, growing spiritually. It's time to get a little bit more grounded. Some of you are entrapping yourself, imprisoning yourself in these situations by feeling that you're in bondage because you've got to make a decision. When the decision had to been made a long time ago. You're just now making that decision, and you feel like you're being pressured. You just feel like you got to do it, and you got to do it now. And it's been long awaited, so it's no surprise. Yeah. So there's a secret decision that has had to be made, but it's taking you a little too long, but things are blowing up in your face, so now you have to. And you're being forced to leave some things behind, okay? So, looks like you guys are going to be making some investments, and you guys are going to be narrowing down your choices, okay? And your decisions, because things have already blown up in your face, and things cannot go on like this. And that's just what it's going to be. Can you tell me some more about Libra's money? Can you tell me some more? So Libra's money. So there's some there's a Tower. So there's something about your money. Something happened to your money. Okay. Libra is happy. Libra is looking back. Okay. Libra is happy about something. But you're looking back at the same time at how far you've come. And you feel that you got enough creative energy to move on, but yet there's another obstacle. You still feel trapped. Some of you will probably be getting a job, you know, changing your life, okay? And at this, you'll be happy that you've obtained this job. But at the same time, you feel like it's still not enough money. You know, this job still won't be enough for you to get out of this vicious cycle of relying on these paycheck after paycheck. Some of you want to live without relying and living from paycheck to paycheck. But you guys are trying to think on how to get out of this vicious cycle. Okay. Some of you have been comfortable with this type of cycle and you want to get out because you feel like you're in bondage. So some of you will be creative to get out of this, and some of you will get an offer to move on to another job, and that is going to ultimately bring happiness, joy, and fulfillment in your life. Okay, some of you want to make more money for your family. So some of you will be moving on to another job. So yeah, it would ultimately be bringing you happiness. So some of you, if you've been contemplating whether you should move on to another job, the answer is yes. The universe says yes. Do it now, okay? Yes, the money is yours if you can go get it, okay? Okay, so I feel like that's a woman that's been contemplating, should she look for another job? Yes. When you move, when you switch your jobs up, that'll be, this new job will be something that you can commit yourself to for the long haul, okay? So let's see what the angels have to advise. Angels. Angels. Sorry. Okay. Angels. So, creative project. Some of you want to be creative, okay? Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity in your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and ignites passion toward your life. So some of you need to get a little passion. You know, where's your passion? You know, are you mediocre with your emotions, with your feelings? You know, take it up a notch. You know, like live a little bit. You know, some of you are not living up to your full potential. You're limiting yourself, okay? So be creative with your endeavors, okay? You need to be creative about your life, you know, and your projects. You know, what are you doing? So there's nothing to worry about. Some of you are worrying on how you're going to be creative. And I feel that God is saying, don't worry about it. He's going to give you a message. He's going to give you an aha moment so that you can apply that to what it is that, you know, you need to put together to manifest this vision, okay? And it says perfect timing. So this is the perfect time for you to be creative, okay? This is the perfect time for you to do something about your life. This is the perfect time for you to get a new job. This is the perfect time for you to think serious. This is the perfect time for you to get it together. This is the perfect time to start cleaning out your closet. This is the perfect time to grow up. This is a perfect time to move on. This is a perfect time. This is a perfect time to do a lot of things, okay? Let's really be real here, okay? So I feel that some of you guys need to be real about what you're doing and stop playing. Some of you could be playing too much, okay? Okay, yeah, and it says notice the signs. So some of you are like getting signs from the universe and it's just, whew, it's going right over your head. You're not paying attention. So some of you need to pay attention, focus, get grounded, be creative, listen, pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the signs, not what you want, pay attention to the signs, okay? Try to lend an ear to the universe to see what it is that it's conveying, okay? Maybe you should be slow to speak, slow to act, to see, really listen. Are you looking for the signs from the universe, or are you just doing what you want to do? Okay? When the last time you've actually asked and waited and paid attention to the signs of the universe? That's what God is asking, for you to come to Him, okay? For you to ask Him so that He can give you the ultimate answers that you're looking for. The answers that will answer the most questionable answers of your heart, okay? So lend an ear, and listen, okay? Some of you are not listening. Some of you are you guys are doing what you have to do, but you're still disobedient, okay? Because you're not following all of the directions, only some of the directions. And I think some of you need to, you guys need to stop, gather your marbles, and then continue on, because I think some of you are, you're worrying yourself sick, but you're not applying the right measures. So if you can stop and pay attention, you will begin to reward yourself, okay? The universe can start to reward you once you are following the necessary steps, following the plan. Do you have a plan, or do you just think things are just going to fall in place? So really pay attention to the things you're manifesting and the things that you're applying your energy to, okay? So I hope I've answered your questions, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, peace and love.